Yeah, you know what it is. We back. Welcome to another episode of More Than a Title. I'm your host, as usual, Jarrett, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital, and I'm a little jet lagged, so a little excuse me, y'all. We've been rocking out. I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's good, baby?
I just was gonna say the same thing. I'm still on West Coast time, man. I thought we had a little bit more time. I'm still on LA time, man. I thought shit, man. I'm like shit. We still got some time.
The big fact, man. That shit was crazy, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to our brother Mike Barron. Shout out to Ben Man Kevo. Everybody for the Wealthy and Famous Mansion Mastermind. You got our voice going, yo. We've been doing a lot of kissing babies, shaking hands, and we've been doing a lot of podcasting, man. You want to get into it? You want to intro to us, bro?
Man, you already know, man. G&T, you already said it, man. You know, I just want to send a big shout out, you know, to Ben Man Kevo, the whole Mike Barron Limelight team. You understand what I'm saying? For putting on a true masterclass and what it takes to kind of get to the next level, man. They dropped a lot of gems, man. If you wasn't in that building, I promise you, you missed a lot of valuable information. And they was giving it freely, man. I felt like they didn't hold back on nothing, man. So shout out to them. Shout out to everybody that they brought through, all the special guests that also got on stage and gave you gems. I felt like nobody was gatekeeping. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful for so many of us to come through, successful individuals, and all have the same type of energy. Like, yo, how can I help you? What do you need to know? How do we build? So G&T for the mastermind, you know, Wealth and Mastermind Mansion joint, man. It was a phenomenal event, man. And I'm glad that More Than the Title got a chance to be a part of it. Shit, I learned some shit.
Learned a lot, man.
I learned some shit.
It was a lot, man. So we appreciate, man. It was just inspiring to be around the room around such much Black excellence. I ain't gonna hold you. To see us in there in Bel Air, to see a lot of diversity, see a lot of people there. It was just really interesting, man. And I know I came back focused, so we ready to do it. But if it's your first time on More Than a Title, like every other day, every other episode, we got a major guest for you guys who's done a lot in the game, and we about to get to it. But before we do, shout out to the Alive Podcast Network, y'all. The first woman-owned, Black-owned podcast network. Shout out to the whole Angel Livis and the whole entire team. So if you want more content from creators like More Than a Title, make sure y'all take out your phone, scan the QR code, go to your app store, download it, and half of your subscription goes to your content creator of choice, man. No one's giving it up like that. What a time to be alive, you dig? Give it up. And right now, we're going to make it pop. So right now, let me introduce this brother right quick. Let's give him the intro that he deserves.
Let's start the show.
Let's get this brother the intro he deserves, man. First of all, man, we're joined. You already know we have a special guest. He played a major role in shaping the sound of hip-hop and paving the way for independent artists. This brother's a true pioneer from No Limit Records. From his journey to success, started at high school as a friend of Master P and led him to become one of the first rappers signed to the iconic label. From his debut on Soulja Slim's Soldier for Life in 1994 to his platinum albums Life Insurance and The Next Level. This brother influence in the game is undeniable, right? From his early breakout success and to his transition to building his own independent label, Lifetime Entertainment. And not only that, he's also ventured into acting, writing, and philanthropy. So you guys have seen him in the booth. You guys have seen his videos. You've seen and heard his classic songs. You've seen the work that he's put in countlessly, day after day, man. And you've seen him help build one of the biggest empires in the hip-hop game. And now he's here for the very first time on More Than a Title, y'all. Let's introduce our brother, Mr. Serv-On, y'all. Let's get it. Yeah.
Only thing I want to say real quick, sir, before we get started, we definitely got to try to do something about the lights above you because they're shine. Yeah, your overhead lighting, yeah, because it's gonna drown you out. It's putting a lot of reflection on your face and it's making you dark. So we want to make sure that we get the best possible, you know what I mean, clips for you, the best possible look for you, brother.
Yes, sir. Hold on. He's on. Let us know whenever you're good. Broski, let us know. Yeah, man, but I'm excited, man. First, and also before we begin, man, shout out to our brother Dante, man. Shout out to everybody who's helped us along the way, man. He made this intro happen. We're excited. It's our very first time happening. As you guys see on Thursday, we also had another No Limit icon come through with Big Court, man. And now we got another one back to back, man. Shit is real, man. So we about to get into it. Now we just fixing up the lighting real quick, and we gonna get to it, baby. It's still, if you just turn this way, just so the light's not on you.
Yeah, is that a doorway to your left, sir? Yeah. If you close that door or whatever,
perfect.
If you close that door right behind you, that'll be perfect. We can rock with that.
That's perfect. Shout out to everybody on the Instagram check-in. What's good, man? Shout out to Abraham. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. What's good? Make sure you got any questions, put them in the chat. We're going to make sure Serv answer them, man. It's going to be a crazy one, y'all. Yes, sir. My bro ready?
Oh, he look ready to me. Here we
boy
go.
Look ready. My boy ready. Yeah.
Let's make it happen.
But Serv, man, welcome to the show, bro. Man, how's everything?
I'm blessed. I'm alive, man.
Love, bro. We appreciate you pulling up to get a game, man. So for those first-time listeners, more than entitled, usually like we just start with some early influences. So we're gonna start the same way, bro. Tell us about growing up in New Orleans, man. Tell us some about the early days, some of the early influences, bro.
Oh man, music-wise, I mean, I had two sets, man. To me, I had of course New York. LL was everything, man. My name is Corey Smith, James Todd Smith. LL was so much influence, man. My girlfriend at the time broke up with me because I decided to do LL I'm Bad, the whole song, doing everything, the shark fin and everything at a brother birthday party. And she told me, she said, man, you ain't gonna never be a rapper, right?
Mm.
And so, for me back then, you looked at LL, Just Ice, and people say, man, people don't remember Just Ice. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I always had the platinum. There's not a grill. I've always wore platinum because Just Ice wore them. And then I was a big L fan. Digging in the crates, I was a big L fan. And so, with on that side with New York and Big Daddy Kane and stuff like that. In New Orleans, we had Gregory D. He was one of our, people know Manny Fresh from Cash Money, but
Yeah.
Manny Fresh started early. He was along with Baby T and Gregory D. They had the Ninja Crew. And so, that was like, and then Scarface, of course. Scarface is my idol still to today. So those were more of my music influences, you know what I'm saying? LL, Just Ice, Big Daddy Kane, and Big L. And, and of course, on the West Coast, I used to really like King T. And so, but then, in New Orleans, I had, Gregory D was one of my greatest influences from the city.
But you said something interesting too. I was gonna say you said something interesting off camera, bro. You said New Orleans, what people known for is murder and Mardi Gras, right? So I would love to know how that kind of impacted your mindset, bro. What was it like growing up in the '90s in New Orleans? What the fuck was that like?
I mean, the '90s, the bloody '90s. I mean, New Orleans was a place, considered murder capital of the world. At the time, and which we caught that list a couple of times. Sad to say, with black people in our community. New Orleans was a place where, in New Orleans, we don't gangbang. We might bang wards. Where you from? 3rd Ward, 7th Ward. So it's not no colors or nothing like that. It's no Crip and blood or whatever. We're not. And so, with New Orleans, it was so crazy. Where the projects was crazy. Don't get me wrong. Where a lot of rappers y'all know is from. But the houses were more dangerous. See, I grew up in the houses that was near the project. You know what I'm saying? And so we held our corner down, and I saw so much, man. I mean, I was shot at 15, and I had a friend killed right next to me. You know what I'm saying? And I saw twin brothers shoot each other, man, growing up. And the crazy part, the same corner I grew up on, 6 and B, people know about UNLV, the group that really helped Cash Money in the beginning, the B Cash Money. They was from that same corner, but I'm gonna surprise you who was from that corner. Tyler Perry is from the same corner from me.
What?
Shit. I tell people when they try to say stuff about Tyler Perry, I say, try. I want you to try, cross that line. He grew up around us, and he grew up, and when I'm talking about fighting, that got a set of hands. Yeah, don't let the Madea
Madea got hands.
But hold on, but that would make sense because Madea, like Madea, technically now is a personification. He was in New Orleans then. Man, technically, Madea don't play no games, man.
He was a quiet dude, but he had that. His father was rough on him, but he was the type that if we got into it with other people that was bigger than us, older than us, you just call him. He's 6'5", and when he come out there, he gonna put you to sleep. Ain't nothing. And he grew up on that same corner.
All right.
Message.
Content purposes, man. Do you have one story where he knocked somebody out? What you saw?
I saw him come out and you know, people mess with him because he wasn't no guy that played sports and all that stuff. He was into this acting thing early, and got, you know, older guy was talking, and bap, there it is. See, you know, see you later. He wasn't, you know, that's why I laugh when people try to talk about him and say little things. I'm like, don't let that Medea dress fool you, because that really was a lady that grew up on that same, lived on that same corner, that used to keep a gun in her purse, and she didn't play if you came in her yard or touched anything or whatever, and she would shoot at you. So, you know what I mean? But nah, he wasn't, ain't nothing weak about him. And
Crazy.
people trip out when I say that. I'm like, trust me, the guy you see now with the suits and speaking all cordial, try him.
I mean,
That's all I tell people. He from Uptown.
I
you
love
know,
that.
I've heard that, sir. I've heard that about a lot of celebrities that you might look at. Like I heard that about Tyrese, like Tyrese from Watts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he is
Yeah,
singing and all that. And I've heard the same thing. Like, yo, Tyrese is no joke, man. Like, don't let that singing shit
ain't
fool you.
nothing soft about Tyrese, bro.
Like, yeah, like New York. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, you know, people was talking about Tracy Morgan and shit. Like, yo, you know where Tracy Morgan from? Like Tracy Morgan put them paws on you, right? So
I done been somewhere
saying
where
like,
Tracy going off on somebody, and I'm like,
right.
he ain't making no jokes right now.
Right. Yeah.
No.
So I definitely heard that about a lot of celebrities and, you know, people that have become wealthy just because you see them in a more, you know, relaxed demeanor. That doesn't mean, like, you know what I'm saying, they don't have that lion in them, you know?
Yeah, it's and you're right. That's just the way it is, man. And a lot of people get caught up, man. I think people just, you know how the game goes, especially in our community, man. People like to judge, you know, judge the cover. You know what I'm saying? And don't know who they playing with.
Message.
Fact, man.
Bro. So shit, so you telling us where you from, bro? You was growing up, bro. How did you meet P? So you got Tyler Perry on your same corner. How did you meet P? Was that through school? Was that from the block?
Well, P was like P. All right, when I was in grammar school, and our grammar school was like, you know, it was a Catholic school, but it was, you know, in the hood. And
Yeah.
so, and P, you know, and I, you know, everybody went to my grammar school basically played played sports. They used to recruit, high schools used to recruit from my grammar school, you know, and I went to school with Baby from Cash Money. So we went to school since we was like 2 years old, you know,
Crazy.
3 years old, from nursery on up, right?
Crazy.
And that's another thing, like even with Baby, I always laugh, and if you ask him, he gonna play it off. Baby was one of the best point guards, man. I'm talking about handles with the ball, shoot the ball. And when he got on the football field, he'll knock snot out your nose. He played baseball, football, basketball. You know what I'm saying? So I met P. P was girlfriend, who later became his wife, Sonia, lived across the street from the school I was at. And so when we would have basketball practice, he'd come in there because P was like a hell of a ball player. And so as time go on, I used to follow him around to different basketball courts, because basketball was my first love,
Yeah.
you know. And so his brother Kevin, God rest his soul, I used to follow them around. And me and C Murder, our name is Corey and Corey. So, you know, we would follow P wherever he went play ball, we went play ball. So I've been knowing P since I was like fourth, fifth grade, man.
Crazy, man. And what was the conversations had early, young, when you guys like in early, you know, junior high school? What was the dreams of getting out of the same position you guys were in, man? What was those talks like?
Basketball, man. I mean, it was everything for me. You know, basketball was everything. You know, I had scholarships. I ended up taking one to Norfolk State and ended up getting in trouble and went through a program where my mom put me through this program where I was looking at 4 years in jail and you know what I'm saying. And so they was like, okay, I can go in the military. And so my mama signed me up in the military. But basketball was always that one thing to get out. You know, the hustling was there. I dealt with a little bit of that, but it wasn't nothing for me at that time, because I had a lot of cousins, male cousins, you know, that had did jail time and was really out in the street. And they was more or less like they didn't want me to go that route, play ball. You know what I'm saying? And that was more with me and P. P was, because P was, you know, people, a lot of rappers, man, and I laugh about this. A lot of rappers, they might get on the MTV Celebrity Game and make a shot, and everybody like, oh, you got game. Nah, we balled for real. And I was the shortest, and I'm 6'3". You feel what I'm saying? And so P was really one of them. He was an all-state guard, like he really balled. Like,
didn't he play at the Rucker too? Didn't he come to the Rucker and
yeah,
play?
I think he came once to play at the Rucker.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I did hear some things back in the day about P actually auditioning for a couple NBA teams. Or yeah, I've heard
he got on the
that more
Charlotte.
than once. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
he
that.
got on the Charlotte, the Charlotte, but I think it was the Hornets then. You
Right.
know, but of course they didn't want him to make it. But the dude game was upset. You got to look at it. Dude was 6'5.5" and handle the rock and shoot the three before the three was the three.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what he loved doing. He was a baller, dog. He balled for real. And even when we got to No Limit, it was the same thing. Every day at 4:00, you had to go play basketball, whether you could play or not. That was part of No Limit. You had to go play ball. And when we used to be on tour, we used to get to a city and we played college teams and bust their ass. Because I'm 6'3", I'm the shortest. See, Murder is 6'7". Silk is 6'7". Ed, who passed, Big Ed, he was 6'5.5", and he averaged 22 and 10 at Eastern Washington.
Damn.
P is 6'6", like 6'6", maybe and a half. I was the shortest. That was our starting five.
Damn!
Every city we went to, we called you. We didn't call you high school. We called the colleges. Come holler at us.
But shit, no wonder they have no static either. 6'6", 6'7", 6'3".
Yeah, and you know that. So bowling was everything to all of us. That was everything. But you know, things rap was second, a close second. You know, it was always a love of mine, but bowling was first.
Yeah, timing. If you think about if he was playing today, it was just timing. They weren't ready for something like that. But looking like you had J. Cole trying out like that, if he was nice and far as what he could have bring to an NBA team in terms of brand value, that would have been a great deal for any NBA team. They was bugging.
And he was serious about it, man. I watched him when the opportunity was coming to go to Toronto first, I think, yeah. And he was working out hard. I mean, he was shooting that ball, dog. He was putting up 1,000 shots easy a day. He was like, forget music. I want to do this. This is my chance to do it. Yeah. And if they would have been smart business wise, it wasn't like he was somebody like, okay, he was okay. No, the dude could stroke that ball and shoot that ball. You know what I'm saying? And it would have been a good business for them also.
Yeah.
I want to say politics.
I just want to say this, you know, forget what anybody say, man. We already know that there's only a certain amount of people that even get a chance to have a conversation about even trying out for an NBA team. So
yeah,
just for him being able to try out for a team, let alone the team picking him up, says that's all you need to say. Like, I tried out for the team, this team picked me up. That is enough, because you got players that dream of that. College, you know, go through the whole AAU, the whole shit, live ball, and never get that opportunity. So there's no way a professional sports team is even gonna play with you like that. Like, that's not a game or business. So that's a testament to what his skill level was, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
You on mute, Cuzzo?
Oh, yeah.
No, my cousin.
I was gonna say, so what you got? Tell us about the rapping. So you guys are balling, you're nice and ball. That's the number one love. But what got you into rapping specifically? You had the early influences, New York rap, Cali rap. You know, when you started?
Man, honestly, man, it was like I started like in high school, you know, because they used to have the dances. Well, I'll tell you, Manny Fresh and their crew was doing their thing, and so they would let people get on the mic every once in a while. So I'm about to tell my age, man. And you know the Fat Boys was one of my favorite groups, along with Run DMC, right? And so, but the Fat Boys was the only ones that at the end of their song they let the instrumental play. So I'm about to tell you my age, bro. I had the double cassette boombox. Y'all started that in New York, walking around with the boomboxes, breakdancing, because breakdancing was big in New Orleans, big time. And I'll tell you, and I'm gonna continue this, but multi-platinum producer KLC, y'all know who that is? From Move Bitch, make them say about it, you know, fuck them other niggas, all that, right? He was one of the best breakdancers in the state of Louisiana. And so, but what I used to do before the dance, me and a friend of mine, Frank Jackson, who his nephew right now plays basketball, Jarrett Jackson Jr. for Memphis, right? That was my rapping partner. And so we used to take the double cassette, right? And then had a whole nother cassette player, and take and catch the little and take the little end of the few seconds of the Fat Boys instrumental and keep doing it and recording it over and over, looping it so we could get our 16 bars, right? And so you used to be in there freestyling over that, learning our shit, and then hoping that we get to that dance and they give us that mic. So that was like my love for it. See, I come from, and I tell youngsters today, y'all really don't know real hip hop and real rap. You know, y'all don't freestyle. Y'all don't know what it really is. Like not nothing you wrote. Like you get on that corner and you go at it. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and that was my love, the love of it, man. And then Crush Groove, the movie, man, all that stuff just made me, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love this, man. This is what I want to do. This is who, you know, and I just felt like, and then also getting, you know, going to the military and watching, meeting guys from New York, you know, and they running their mouth, you know what I'm saying? You know how y'all do, man. You know how y'all
what it is, Big Bronx.
and, yeah, and you know if you freestyle, you know, you better be on point. You know what I'm saying? And so I got deeper into it when I was in the military because I was in Desert Storm and you know the Iraqi War, and so we used to be down in the ship going at it. You know what I'm saying? Like rapping, you know, and that's you know I just got further into it, but my love came from the Big L's, you know, the Just Ices, you know, and things like that in LL. You know, I mean, I was so LL, bro. I used to walk around with one pants leg up to the bottom of my knee. I used to wear Timberlands, man. I had the hat turned to the side. You know what I'm saying? I was seriously, you couldn't tell me. And then, like I told you, my name is Edward Corey Smith. His name is James Todd Smith. You couldn't tell me that I wasn't him. I'm talking about from the push-ups, working out, body-wise, man. Look, keeping the Carmex for the lips, man. Everything, man.
I keeps it love.
Bruh, it was so bad. I wanted to fight Kool Moe Dee when he dissed L, man. I was like, if I catch him in New Orleans, it's on. It's on, dog.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, we was just with Curtis Blow when we came out to Cali too. We just
man,
bro.
One of the greatest concerts that came to New Orleans was Curtis Blow came, Run DMC. I think it was the Fresh Prince. It was a big concert, man, and I remember. And the youngsters don't know this, and I said it in a song. I got a song called I Love Hip Hop where I'm talking about everything, right? And I said, y'all youngsters don't, you know, I said, I go back to when Russell had hair. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, I remember everybody taking their Adidas off in that arena, dog. We talking about 8,000 people putting their Adidas in the air, man. That, you know, I mean, man, DJ Run is my, man, I go all day, man. And I loved it, bro. I loved it to a point where it was like, it wasn't just, it could help me make it out and take care of my mama, right? It was like, for me, being a rap artist, I can speak about, I can be that voice. Cause I always feel like hip hop is really, you know, it's the block. It's about where you from. It's your part of the world. And you want to tell the world about where you from and what you do and what it is and what goes on here.
Message.
You know, so, and that, I loved it, bro. And then when the Big L's came along, the Nas's and they spitting, man, and you know, the Just Ices, man, and going back to Kwame and all of them. By that time, I'm in Virginia, and I came home with a polka dot shirt, messing around with Kwame, and they but it was
till Big came out with that song.
Yeah, hey.
Polka dots, you had to throw that shit.
When Big came out, and you know, cause see, New Orleans is like New York. A lot of people don't know this, right? I always say you got two news, New York and New Orleans,
right?
And because my guys used to be on the ship when we get ready to go out, they like, what you doing? What you doing with the Timbs on and the polos and the Jabot jeans? I'm like, that's how we dress at home. Until I brought them to New Orleans, they thought maybe we rode horses and wore overalls and shit. No, New Orleans was the same way. And you know, and Biggie made it, you know, when Biggie came, yes, they cooled you down for my shit, man. That was, you know what I'm saying? That's what make me mad about New York today, man. They don't lead the culture and push the culture no more. They don't introduce the world to something new.
Message.
You know what I'm saying? New York was that, and I'll say this, and I know y'all got another question, and I have an analogy, man.
What's good?
There's an analogy. New York, let's look at the family of rap. New York is the father, right? The West Coast is that son that always acting up and always beefing, always won't act up, right or wrong. Where all the beef come from, you know, the West. I love the West. The Midwest is that quiet son that if you play with him, he gonna step up. He's nothing to be played with. That's Chicago and all that, the Midwest.
Yeah.
The South is the son that just have the dreams and want to make it and feel like his little brothers, the big brothers, don't pay attention, and he want to make sure dad respect him, which is New York. And then that kid go out and he hustle and he go get it. That's the South. You know, that's the analogy. New York is the Mecca. New York is the father. You know what I'm saying? And on the rest of the coast is we sons of it. You know what I'm saying? And somewhere along the line, New York forgot.
Message.
You start chasing shit. You gonna say the same shit I'm saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think they just started to be followers instead of leaders. Exactly what my cousin said. I'm gonna tell you a funny story though, sir. But when you were saying this shit, it was making me laugh because I'm a military guy too. I've been overseas and stuff like that, right? And the funny shit is, I didn't really connect to music until I went overseas. I actually started connecting to music when P and actually started like really blowing up, and y'all came out with CDs with the fucking all the colors and the tank.
Yeah.
Everything was larger than life, right? So we was in Japan, right? We was in Japan, and one of my favorite rappers at that time was Cannabis. You understand what I'm saying? That's around the time, right?
I'm on a song with him, but go ahead.
Right? Yeah. So like you said, right? You know, we overseas, and I'm bringing that New York flavor overseas. I got on Averexes, I got on the Jabos, you know what I'm saying? I got on the Papucos, the Vansons, and motherfuckers is like, yo, what's all that? Like, this is how we rock in New York.
Two-tone Sukos.
Yeah, you understand?
Those are fire.
So the funny thing is, we was on the bus one time on the transport, you know, going to hang out, and one dude was rapping on the bus. Dude was dead nice, freestyle wise, right? Freestyle wise, you pick up a pen or whatever, that he just pick it up. And I wasn't rapping at that time. I'm gonna be honest, like I wasn't even thinking about rap. But he was like, yo, just say something. And it was just like his inspiration that kind of got me hooked. From that point, that's kind of like when my musical journey actually started. Mm-hmm. Then when I came back home to Cali, then we just started going crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Once I came back home to Cali, I was like, oh, because you know, sir, back in the day, right? That's when they had the CDs. We had the big black binder of the CDs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We flipped it. We had all the CDs and the
all instrumental tapes.
That's a fact. That's when the instrumentals came out. So that was actually how, you know, how I fell in love with music. When you said the military shit, it just brought back memories for me, because that's how I fell in love with music.
Man, and I feel you, because I watched, and what made me want to perform. Yeah. Like I told you, what made me fell in love with rap. But what made me want to perform, I was in Virginia, and just the way God works. DJ KLC, I hadn't met him yet. He was on the Army base in KRS-One. KRS-One had a show, and I'm just like, man, this KRS-One, I got to get to the front, right?
Right.
I get to the front, and the dude kept on trying to get on the stage, and KRS-One stopped her, and this what made me want to perform. He stopped the show, and he said, he was like, kid, son, if you touch this stage one more time, this is my throne. This is my throne. I'm gonna kick you in your face. And he decided, like, you know, you in the military dudes, you know how the game go. They get that little drink in them and whatever they release. Yeah. Man, he tried, and all I saw was the Timberland hit that face.
Damn.
Yeah. Then he said, I told you, now let's go. And he rocked that motherfucker, and I'm standing there looking like, look at his power, dog. Look at the power he have. Like, nah, that I gotta have this. I gotta have this, man.
I respect
and that's what sometimes make me disappointed with New York. I'm like, what they gave to this game. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, y'all forgot. Grab them young ones, man. Show them the real New York way. I said it on the song y'all gonna hear when this album come out. And I say, man, what's going on with New York? Rappers don't even rap on trains no more. They don't freestyle on blocks no more. You know what I'm saying? Why I gotta be a camera to freestyle? New York, this is y'all style. The whole rap game is y'all game. It's y'all thing. It's y'all trend. Y'all always better stay the same. It wouldn't, without y'all, it wouldn't be us. The whole
Message.
bus. You understand? That's the
Right.
lyric from the song. Like, I need New York hot. When New York is hot, the rap game is fucking beautiful. You understand what I'm saying? And I hope they see this and understand this. When New York is hot, the rap game is fucking beautiful. The competition is right. Everything is great. You know what I'm saying? And when we was on tour, we were scheduled to come up to New York. The last tour we was on, and you know, something fell through with it. I was looking forward to that more than anything. Because, you know, I've become a big Jay-Z fan. I love Jay. I saw Jay in Virginia back in the days when I was in the military with the Hawaiian Sophie thing, you know, but I saw him down there, you know, doing his hustle thing, so to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I got put out the military for drug distribution. So I know a few rappers from New York that was in Virginia. And, you know, but I just look at New York and be like, what y'all doing? Why y'all young people, y'all young rappers not doing what New York is known for? Lyrics. It's known for hip hop, trendsetter. What's the problem?
Yeah, man. We be following. Everybody's trying to get hot off of somebody else's sound, not knowing that we are the sound. Similar to what AD told us, stop acting like we not them. And
New
plus, they
York,
got to get some lyrics.
say, man, let me tell you something. New York set trends, bro. People still want to, on their bucket list, New York, to visit New York is on it. You get what, and that's from what? That's from rappers. They ain't from movies. They ain't from pictures. That's from the rap industry. What New York brought to. You know what I'm saying? People like, before I die, I gotta go to New York, man.
Shit, you been to the Bronx, bro? You been to the birth? You been to the building? We could take you to set.
Man, I told you my guys were from Far Rockaway, so they had me up in Far Rockaway. And then when Fat Joe picked me up from the airport, he brought me to the Bronx River Projects, and they had the gym at the bottom. You feel what I'm saying? And so I wanted to see New York in that way, man. You know, because I was coming up there to do the song with Pun, the video with Pun. You know what I'm saying? And Fat Joe really took me around, man, and I got to see the stuff I wanted to see. I wanted to feel the industry, but I wasn't worrying about the streets aspect. I'm from New Orleans. That shit don't. Oh man, all hoods are the same, man. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing but pain and fucking tears, man. It's the same.
Message.
When he took me and showed me parts of New York, like this where this one started from, this where this one from. You know what I'm saying? And then I have a homie that's cool with Big Face Gary, and he's from my dude. He named Butter. He's from here, so I was coming every summer, and he would bring me, man, to Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like I loved it, man. And that's what made me mad. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing up there? Like, make the game interesting. Make the rap game interesting. New York, please step up and come back and do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I feel.
Shit,
a lot of variables, a lot of factors. But I do want to ask you though, because you did bring it up just now, bro. Like, so now you got your project. Now let's bring it back to your first couple of projects, right? Now I want to get into the Big Pun story specifically.
Mm-hmm.
What made you reach out to Joe and Pun? And like,
well, you know, we had a connection. Fat Joe did something with Mia, right? And P had respect for him, and it goes back to something that happened in Miami. We was all in Miami when everything first started, and you know, stuff was going on, and we was down there for this conference when we was trying to make a name for ourselves. And that's when the West Coast and the East Coast had their thing, some of their stuff going. And I think it was the East Siders or whoever it was, you know, and I won't say no names. I can't do that. But it was a couple of New York rappers on this side of the street. We 40 deep in fatigues. We just minding our business. And they had some West Coast rappers on the other side. And they was like, man, the East Coast, right? And certain rappers ain't say nothing. It was a rapper by the name of Fat Joe, who I already knew his album, Jealous One's Envy, one of my favorite albums. Walked in the middle of the street, man, fuck y'all. They tried to jump on him. They tried to jump him. You know, we had went back in the hotel, so he came in the hotel. He had like a little bruise on his eye, And one of our people that helped with our bags was like, yo, he was fighting all of them, man. Whoever he is, he was fighting all of them. I said, man, that's Fat Joe. And P asked him, was he good or whatever, or not? And he was like, explaining. P was like, okay. So we all went to this conference, like we jumping on whoever dealt with him. And we was gonna make a name for ourselves through them trying to, get at him. But he manned up. He stood up like, and I promise you, it was a few rappers that talked tough from New York that was quiet. But he the one got in the middle of the street, said, man, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so from this,
I almost hit the horn too, Big Bronx.
P had that respect for him. And so when he did that with Mia, and I was a big fan of Pun. And so when the time came, P said, well, what you want to do? You get your feature. I said, man, I want to do the song with Big Pun. I want to do a song with Big Pun. I said, because remember my thing was, I told the dude that I told you about that when I was freestyling in New York, I told you I would be back.
Yeah.
And I wanted to come back, and that was to come up there and do the song with Pun. And when they reached the Pun through Joe and all the business, Pun was good with it. And then when Pun came down, he was performing at the House of Blues. And we did it the old way. You know how the old way of rap do. If you come to our city, we got you.
Right.
Nothing will happen to you. Whatever you need, we got you. See, rappers have lost that. And so when he came, I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie. I used to get in trouble. I wasn't going, and I was in the streets and the clubs. So P was like, man, go holler at Joe and Pun and all them, man, and make sure they good. So when I got there, saw Joe and everything, and he was like, let me introduce you to Pun. And that was exciting to me, dog. You know what I'm saying? And I got to meet Pun, and then, P was like, that's what you want? I'm gonna reach out and make the business happen and get it done. And when he came back, he really fucked me up because he was like, oh, you're going to do the song with Pun, but you're going up there and do it. You're going to New York and do it. And I was like, you serious? And so we came up to New York, man, and like real rap fashion, the way it used to be, who picked me up from the airport? Fat Joe. He picked me in my security, my two guys up, and our producer, Craig B, picked us up. And I was laughing because I was like, if these days anybody say Fat wasn't this and that, that boy pulled up in them big body 600s, about 3 of them, and picked us up, man, made sure we was straight, got us to the studio, God rest Pac's soul, the same studio that happened at Pac. You know what I'm saying? That's where we did it at. You know what I'm saying? And Pun came, and I learned when I was there also. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to have fun a little bit, man. Shit, when Pun got in that boot and went off on that damn 16 and came out that motherfucker, I said, man, fuck this fun. Nigga ain't playing. And I was like, man, fuck.
But there was y'all didn't have no plan on the joint. You brought the producer. We're gonna make the beat. We're gonna write our verses.
Yeah.
Right
on the spot, man. And Pun did his thing, man. It was beautiful to see. And in the rap game, and I think y'all know this, it's rare for one takes. People do one take, no punching, no redo.
Yep.
And when Pun got in that bitch and he went off on that, I said, good Lord, I got problems.
He one take it?
I got problems, man. And so when it was done, then P surprised me. He said, look, you're going to shoot your video and now you get to make your return back to New York. And I was like, this is it, man. This is it. I come full circle. I was freestyling on these blocks, kind of got he didn't diss me, but it was more or less like, man, you from New Orleans. Ain't nothing but murder and Mardi Gras, man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no music down there, but I made my return and we did it in Times Square. We also in the famous Tunnel Club. We shot a lot of the spots in there. I got to meet Shakim from, you know what I'm saying? And Capadonna came to the video. It was a few other rappers that was supposed to come, you know what I'm saying? But they didn't make it. But it was like, man, New York showed me love, man. And we did it in Times Square and did our thing. And it was like 20-degree weather. Pun had broke his foot. He put them Timberlands on and was still out there, dog. So, and I had to respect it and enjoy wherever you look, man. I tell people this and laugh. Man, everywhere you look, it was Puerto Ricans. He was like, man, do you think you good? You good? I'm like, God damn, how many they I was like, God damn, this dude really got it on me, man.
I'm looking at it. I remember seeing this shit on Rap City and all that, bro. I remember this shit.
Yeah.
Bruh.
With the sky blue No Limit jersey.
Yeah. And people didn't know Big Pun foot was broken, and he still
got
put
the
that.
chain.
He put them damn Timberlands on, man, and doing this thing, man, and you know, I mean, it was Terror Squad, man, all of them, man, Tony Sunshine, all of them, man. I got love for all of them, man. Sad that they broke up, man, but you know, so, and that was Pun last video before he passed, untimely death.
Oh wow!
And you know, I'm gonna trip you out too. You know, the video vixens, right?
Yeah.
What's her name, man? She in the video. That was the first time that was one of the first times videos she did. Not Gloria Velez. What's her name? I forgot her name. She became one of the big video vixens. She was first when we start out and we leave in JFK Airport. And we in the big old stretch limousine. She in the car with me.
Is that Melissa?
Not Melissa. I would have known Melissa. I know Melissa. But nah, shit, nigga know Melissa Ford. Melissa Ford get that Jesus is my friend thing. God damn. But no, it was what's her name? I think was it Gloria Velez? I don't know. It was one of them. I forgot her name. It was one of her first videos.
Body or some shit.
Nah, it was one of that was her first video.
I gotta research, man. There's so many, man. Corinne Steffens, you know what I'm saying?
No, not Corinne.
Yeah, it was a bunch of them, man. We had a bunch of.
But she was one of the first. She was one of them with Dominican, Puerto Rican, or whatever. She was one of the first video vixens from her race, basically. And she was in, and my video was the first video she was in. When you go look at it, we inside the limo, the stretch limo, and she next to me.
I'm looking at it right now. She got the scarf on her head with the trench coat.
Yes. Now who is that?
I'm
not
trying
Gloria
to
Velez. Not Gloria Velez. Right?
Anthony. I'm like, who the fuck is this?
Is it Gloria Velez? What is it?
It might be Gloria.
Because she said it on Twitter once. That was her first video.
I think that might be Gloria, bro.
AB on Instagram was saying Buffy. That's not Buffy though, right?
No, I know Buffy. No, I know.
That's Buffy. The same thing I was saying. Like, it's gotta be Buffy, but now she's Spanish.
This chick is Spanish. The one with the skull. That's Gloria Velez, I think.
Listen, with those two comments, man. With those two comments, I gotta tell you this, man.
You have my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
He said, "No, I know who Melissa is, or I know Gloria."
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When Melissa was walking in that Jada Kiss video, said, "Bro, I like the song, but I think I played that song, but it was streaming. I had to put at least about 100,000 streams, man." I said, "Good Jesus!" When she was walking by the top poolside in that Jada video, good. Yeah. Jesus is my friend, dog. I'm telling you, dog.
I want to tell you something, man. I don't know if you've ever taken the time to actually sit back now that you're telling these stories and realize like you were a part of a lot of monumental moments in hip hop, man. For you to be able to say, first of all, that, you know, listen, we did a song with Pun, we did a song with Joe, but yo, for Pun to come out there, show that love, and you like, yo, that was his last video alive, like, that's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's something that can never be taken away, never diminish, nothing. You know what I'm saying? He broke his foot. It just shows a testament to the artistry, man, and the brotherhood. The artistry and the brotherhood.
Because you know, in these days right now, man, the way the game is for these youngsters, where, okay, you go to this city, that city, it's a chance you're going to get robbed and you're going to get this, done, that, and that, and that, right? And people call themselves gangsters, whatever, right? You're right, because I'm coming to New York, and we know all the main characters at that time was in New York. All the gangsters, the street dudes that was known, that people talk about right now, you know what I'm saying? They was out there, and none of that was near me because of what the fact, you know what I'm saying? We lived by a code at one time in rap. We've lost a lot of morals and integrity of who we were, because back then it was like, you touch my city, I got you. I don't care who might decide they want to pull something. Nah, you with me. And it was a moral code, man, that we lived by. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it showed when I stepped there. When I got there, Joe had me and Joe got a wife. Pun have a wife. From the time I touched down to the time I left, they made sure I was straight. You know, even though we came and we would have did what we needed to do, but at the same time, it was nothing I wanted for at all. And I have no issues, no problems. And that's just the way when rap had the morals of saying, you in my city, I got you. Because if something happened to you in my city, I'm at fault. You know, and I look like a weak ass, you know what I'm saying? And so that's the way it used to be. And I do think about my times because I do get emotional when I think about, you know, with Pun, man, because when I look at Pun, it was just a matter of taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that hurt to know that talented guy, because he really people I look at it like this. Pun still hadn't touched where he was gonna touch at. Yeah, he made his noise. And people don't realize Pun's success brought up a whole island of Puerto Rico, brought up you know, Spanish, Latino. It was like, we in the game now. This our guy, we here. He brought a whole nother open door, man, and he didn't even get to touch where he was gonna touch. That's why I get sad when it come to Biggie. Didn't get to really touch what he was supposed to. People say, well, man, you crazy. You know, Biggie had platinum albums, this, that, and that, and that. Man, imagine if Biggie would have been alive, would still been alive, and got to really work and promote life after death, man.
But what is eerie is the title and the songs they created, not knowing what happened.
Exactly.
Like Big's album, Life After Death, was damn near flawless.
But just imagine going on tour with that album, the hits that they had. Imagine the commercials and the branding that this man would have made. Generations Welfare's fan. Could you imagine that dude doing a tour with that album, the hits that was on that album?
That's a fact,
bro. Yeah. Think about, bro, that album, dog. I don't think you could skip a song on that damn album, bro.
Not one. But he Pun too, though. He Pun. It's so hard. I'm just trying to live. I just lost my man. You know what I'm saying? That was on the radio when he passed away. It was the hottest thing in the city.
You can arguably say Pun even extended Joe's career when I'm Not a Player. You know what I'm saying? Sure. He was one of the first. He was one of them, along with Heavy D, to have that R&B and hip hop hit song. You know what I'm saying? But it's sad, man, when you really sit down and think about those two dudes. You know, with Pun, it was about taking care of yourself and things like that, right? Which is prevalent now for Black men today, men of color, to eat better. You know what I'm saying? To exercise, have cardio. But then you look at Biggie, it hurts more with Biggie for me because I'm like, that shit was senseless.
Facts.
It was senseless, bro. Facts. And his mama just passed, and I had put up a picture. Man, dog, don't you know, I used to, every time I saw a video of this lady, I shared it, I cried, because I look and say, she lost her only son to this bullshit, bro. Yeah. Bruh, her only child, dog. This lady has been living without her only child because of stupid people around two rappers. It wasn't the two rappers, man. And that's, I'm always feel that way. But Biggie was different, bro. Biggie, to me, you talking about a dude that was a lyricist, you know, and Mia got to talk to him. Mia was cool with him. You know what I'm saying? And she just was like, man, how cool he was and who he was. And I'm just like, man, like, you lost, and he never got to even touch the surface, dog. Could you imagine him having his own label, which we knew he was going to do with Junior Mafia and them? Imagine this dude movies. Imagine him, dog. I saw this dude on Mountain Dew, Pepsi commercials, the Cristal clothing, dog. He made big dudes. Put it like this: big dudes did not even care about keeping themselves up, like talking about it, because people teased them because they were big, right? So they didn't really think that they could get females like talking about it. Man, Biggie said, black and ugly as ever. Said, Coogee down to my shirt. That was it. It was over. Big dudes was in. He put big dudes in. You feel what I'm saying? He made big dudes start saying, man, I'm going to keep my hair cut, man. I'm going to dress up. I'm going to look good. Bro, that dude was that shit hurts, bro. Yeah. Over that bullshit.
But I do want to ask you too, though, bro, because like we talk about hip hop beefs and shit like that. I never heard you guys in any static, man. I never heard no bullshit around the No Limit name, none of that. But I would love to know what was the family environment like with you guys being on No Limit? How close were y'all? What was it like being with, being a part of that family?
First of all, we didn't get in beef because we live by code. Real men don't talk about other men on records.
There
And
you
if,
go.
and if you talk about us, we ain't gonna talk about you back. But you know how they say, two mountains will never meet, two men will. So we'll see you then. Say it when you see us.
Message.
Who got the double message?
That I love y'all. I mean, I love y'all show, man. Y'all all right with me. And I
You
love
see
that
the
shit.
balloon service? It's a celebration, bitches.
I love it, bro. I love it. But look, but you know, we stayed out of all of that stuff, man, because it was hard for us with the East-West thing, because P was cool with Pop. But then people don't know P was KRS-One is one of his favorite rappers. See, people don't.
I'd never get that.
Man, P used to listen to KRS-One, bro. And he liked Biggie, dog, you know what I mean? So, but we kind of, you know, we never got into all of that stuff, man, with all that beefing, because we didn't believe in it. Like, you know, all that running your mouth on the record, man. Nah, see me. You know what I'm saying? Let's see each other. Let's do like real men do. Get in the middle of the street. Put your hands up. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way we looked at it. We just didn't get involved in all that, man. But as far as like today, that's the thing that really bothered me about today, man. You know, about music today, where these guys get on a record and talk about each other and be disrespectful to each other, man. And then the new thing is the paperwork thing, man. I'll look at it like this. If you go look up somebody's paperwork, isn't that what the cops do? So you a snitch too. So if you looking up his paperwork to find out if he snitched, don't the authorities do that when they say they looking for one of y'all? Don't they pull your record up to see what you've been arrested for? And isn't that that's what the police do, right? That's what detectives do.
Message.
Hell no. To the no. That's a big fact.
Yeah, that's my song there. But but I don't like the way it's turned now. Everybody looking for somebody paperwork, man. What are y'all? Y'all rappers or y'all investigators? You feel what I'm saying? And that's the thing that you know, how far gone we have come. And that's where a lot of the beef stand up to. Because what you beefing with somebody for what? You know what I'm saying? Everybody, I'm the realest nigga and this, that, and that, and that. Man, get off that, man. Rap was fine. And I always say this, and you know, before we go to another question, I always say this, and there's nothing against my brothers that was in the streets, right? That was hustlers or whatever. But I said to myself, bro, when the hustlers, the drug dealers really get in the game, the rap game, around the game, they don't live by the same rules we live by rap-wise. When they came in the game and they became sometimes CEOs or that dude behind giving rappers money and this, that. See, when they got in the game changed. It became more street than the music. See, the music was street. And a lot of rappers wasn't street like that. Not saying they was cowards. They wasn't in the streets. They was in the studio. They was on tour. They was rap hustling. But once that other thing came in, man, and that other element, man, I think it changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because they bought them real shooters. You know, some rappers might say they're shooters, but them street dudes bought them real dudes in. And the rules became different. You know what I'm saying?
Because became why we giving you the money when I'm the one out here putting in the work?
Yeah.
And nowadays it's like people are putting in work and it makes no sense putting in work. They just want to be seen. What's the point of putting in the work if I ain't seen? And so it's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I do want to say this to you, Serv, though. You know, when I think about
Go ahead.
When I think about No Limit, I look at the movement of No Limit, and I feel like that's never been recreated outside of the Cash Money No Limit thing. I look at that, like damn, how many fucking rappers did No Limit have, right? You almost lose count, right? But I look at it as like y'all was more so like, look, man, we gonna do what we gotta do to get this first person in, right? Once this first person gets on, then everybody else, we're going to support them, and then we're going to get the next person on, and the next person on, and the next person on. You know what I mean? I felt like you guys moved as like a collective mind, man. Like everybody did features with each other. It was more so like there might have been one person. See, they call, hold on. You can't get Serv on the show. We're not plugging you in. You got to call your manager to call his manager. You got to do it on your own. You're not getting it through us. See, Serv, see what happened, man? You start talking, man. Other podcasts trying to call us to get the plug, man. Listen, stop calling us, man. You got to book your guests on your own. but it's the collective, Serv. Like that's one thing that I always admired about you guys, man. That you guys, like I said, move like a collective hive. You know what I mean? And I
But I'm
felt
gonna
like,
tell.
yeah,
Look, I'm gonna tell you this, and please don't get mad with me. I just got an emergency that I
okay,
gotta go run to my wife's building. But
okay,
look, I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm sorry to cut this short, and I hope we can,
good.
resume it. But thank New York. Let me tell you why. Wu-Tang, and when I say this, New York gonna trip out. When you saw No Limit put out a No Limit compilation, and then everybody albums come out beside that.
Right.
We saw Wu-Tang would put out a Wu album, but then they wouldn't put everybody out. We always said, imagine if Wu put a Wu album and then Capadonna came out, Method Man came out 3 months apart. You know what I'm saying? They would have solidified the whole year. They'd have locked down the year, and nobody could breathe. And that's what we were. You know what I'm saying? We did what a lot of them didn't do. You know, because me and KL, we thought about that when we was together before we forgot the No Limit. We studied. You know, if you listen to I'm About It, I'm gonna fuck your head up before I get off this phone. If you listen to I'm About It, right? You listen to I'm About It, right? Look at I'm About It. I'm About It was slow melodic type beat, but everybody was rowdy on it, right? What group was in New York that was like that?
Only one.
Onyx.
Okay.
We used to love Onyx
Pedro,
to death. We used to love Onyx to death. So we had the idea of that slow melodic beat, which turned to be Bout It, and everybody rowdy on it. That came from Onyx, bro.
Yeah, it is.
You gotta listen to him. You can learn something.
But yo, Big Serv, man, we know you gotta go, man. Before you go, man, we just want to tell you we appreciate you, big bro. Like real
Man,
talk.
we gotta come back and do this so we can finish, man. I'm sorry. My daughter just came in and told me I gotta get to my wife.
No, you good, man. Family first, always, bro. We just want to tell you, man, we got nothing but love, bro. We're honored to have you on the show, man. It's the first of many conversations, man. There's always love over here, man. We really appreciate you, big bro.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. It's all love, man. And I gotta get back because we didn't even touch the iceberg, man. Please bring me back.
Doing this. This
part two coming soon. That's all it is, man.
If you're in New York anytime soon, let's do one in person, bro. We'd love to have you in the Bronx.
I would love to, man. Definitely. All right, my brothers. I appreciate y'all. God bless, man. And tell all people, hang in there these next 4 years, man. We ain't afraid what's coming. We got this.
That's it,
man.
All right, peace, man.
All right, big bro. We're gonna see you, baby. I got it. Yo, what a great one, man. Damn, we about to get into the shits too, yo. What's good though, bro? You got anything you want to talk about before we go? Anything?
I just want to, again, like it just goes to show you about your influence, and I just want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we lost that because nobody want to play together as a team no more, and I think that's really a very important statement that they all stuck together, man. They had a vision. They had a vision, and they all worked together to make sure that the vision was accomplished. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, that takes a collective mind, and it takes everybody to put their pride to the side and say, let's do this shit together. You understand what I'm saying? That's why New York has lost its luster. That's why New York is not the fashion capital no more, because everybody don't want to work together as a team. Everybody wants to be the front runner. Everybody want to be like, look at me, look at me. But instead of saying, okay, look at me because I'm the front runner for the team right now, it's look at me and fuck everybody else. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's the problem.
It's a big fact, man. When they impact the way they move, bro. Like you said, even just that marketing idea right there alone, bro. It's like, look, we're gonna control them. We're gonna flood the market. We're gonna flood the market. We're gonna make you notice this. We're gonna have the big covers with the crazy joint like this. You know, I got my No Limit shirt on. They got me on the Know Your Shit. You know what I mean? That's just real, bro. The way they attack the game, their business acumen, doing it independent. I wanted to get into the Master P story when he told Suge Knight. Like Suge Knight came to him and was like, "Yo, you can't be over here. There's only room for one big dog." And P was like, "Yo, so when you moving?"
Just going off of your shirt, right? Again, like at that time, nobody was doing blinged out covers.
Come on.
You understand what I'm saying?
Nobody
was doing it. And look what they did. They said, all right, this is the format that everybody gonna run with. Now, everybody had a different cover, but they still incorporated the bling aspect and still brought it back to home team. So when you seen that bling, the Juvenile cover, the Hot Boys cover, and all that, I'm sorry, but I'm saying, but it's the same thing because P&M started that shit first.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. When you seen these covers, you knew that it was from a certain area. You understand what I'm saying? Because it started with them. That's what I'm saying to you. Like their influence, like nobody was doing that before them. You understand what I'm saying? And then it started to spread. So that's what I'm saying. Like your originality, don't be afraid to be original, right? Don't be afraid to say like, yo, nobody else is doing it this way. You understand? We gonna do it this way, and then we gonna make this the staple, because then when it goes, now everything got to be referenced back to them. See how that goes?
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything got to be referenced back to them.
Yep. Another gem I caught from Serv just now, bro. There's a lot of talented people in your circumference that you don't even realize or recognize. He had Tyler Perry on his corner. He had the person who made beats with him in the Navy with him. He went to school with Master P, right? And guess what? There's Master P's and all those type of people in your circumference right now that you're not fucking supporting, that you don't know, that you're not trying to get behind. You know what I'm saying? We are mad talented in the hood, man, and we only support that shit when you get out. Support that brother, support that sister on the way up too, man. There's a lot of talented people that need that look, and look what they did on their own. Be in the same block from Tyler Perry. I'm over here doing this. I'm on Rap City with Pun. I'm doing, like, come on, bro. I caught that was a big lesson I just caught from Serv, man. There's a lot of shit he just said.
Listen, we got to do a part 2. We got a couple comments from Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to AB, man, because AB was just, you know, pretty much piggybacking everything that he said, man, 100%. You know, remember AB was one of the main people to come on the show and tell the stories about Joe, about how he a stand-up dude and all that. So again, this backs AB's testament. You understand what I'm saying? This is a story that a lot of people might not have ever heard in their life, but it kind of backs what AB was saying. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, we had a lot of comments on it. You know what I'm saying? June was like, yo, everybody's too busy being wrong and strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
Too busy, everybody, you know, being wrong and strong. And then again, you got the wrong people around you, June. When you got the wrong people around you for the wrong reasons, then instead of checking you and correcting you, they're gonna support the fuckery. That's what they're doing, right? They're gonna support the fuckery. You know what I'm saying? And yes, and he also says it was genius marketing. It was absolutely genius marketing. It was absolutely genius marketing. It was saying everybody else is doing this. How do we set ourselves apart?
Yeah. And had a brand template that everyone followed and everyone was successful. Then there was no beefing. You never heard no, yo, my album ain't come on in time. Yo, this, I'm leaving the label. He never did that. I've never heard not one bad story from anybody from publishing anything about No Limit. Have you, bro? I've never.
But that's what I'm telling you, bro. You know, back in the military days when we had the CDs, when they was putting out the CDs, like No Limit had a whole sleeve, bro, like a whole 2 sleeves, bro. I had so many No Limit compilations, so many albums from them, you understand? Because they was just like they flooded the market. They flooded the market, man. And also, I want to say this, right? They wasn't stingy with the music, right?
Yeah.
Remember, like, you know, before double CDs was a thing. Yeah. Before that double CD was a thing, man, you know, EPs, 11 songs, 12 songs, you know what I'm saying? LP 13, they putting out 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? Like, they joints was heavy. So it was like, yeah, not only are we going to give you this music, but we're going to give you so much to show you value. So when you buy this CD for whatever it costs at the time, $11.99 or whatever, you get an 18, 19 track. You know, you're gonna get an abundance of music. So we could say, yeah, you got so for somebody to feel like they got their value for purchasing that. You know what I mean? So love it, man. You know what I mean?
Man, we definitely gonna do a part 2 with Serv, man. Shout out to Serv, man. Shout out to Court. We had 2, man. Who else is gonna have 2 No Limit members back to back on the show, man? What we doing, man? Shout out to Court, man. Shout out to Serv. Shout out to Dante for putting us on to Serv, man. We got his contact. We're gonna create the group chat. We're gonna build. We're gonna have him back on tomorrow, y'all. We got a crazy episode lined up with y'all with Linwood Bibbins. He's the owner of CEO of Reach TV. So anytime you go into an airport in the U.S., you look up, that is going to be Reach TV, y'all. He's going to come through and tell you how he built the empire tomorrow, man. It's going to be crazy.
We got another comment says, June said, unfortunately, that's why most of the time you see me by myself because I don't put up with the bullshit. I respect that, June, because I kind of move the same way, but let me give you some big brother advice, right? That shit is going to slow you down, bro.
Need a team.
You need a team, bro. And I'm keeping it 100. We just got back from Cali, and I'm just telling you, I'm not saying you can't be successful on your own, but let's say your success timeline might take 10 years by yourself. It might take 2 years with a team. And understand that even though you might have reached that level of success and you like, I did it primarily by myself, you lost so much time creating that becomes a factor on how far you can go, because now when you become successful, it's a different time frame and things of that nature. So just understand that. I understand what you're saying, but what we need to do is we need to really, instead of moving by ourselves, June, we got to just get rid of the fucking dead weight. Real rap.
That's it.
Anybody not moving how you moving, June, just get them away from you. Eliminate them. No more survivor's remorse, right? If motherfuckers ain't on the same wavelength, get them away from you and just associate yourself with people that are like-minded, right? That way they're going to help you grow and glow. Like my cousin always say, we growing and glowing. We can't grow and glow by ourselves, June. If you notice, a lot of time my cousin will be like, yo, shout out to this person, right? Shout out to that person. You know why he's shouting them out? Because a lot of these people helped us to get these other guests.
Love them, yeah.
To get these other guests, right? Because they rock with us to a certain point. They like, yo, let me plug you in immediately. Let me do this, let me do that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just telling you, like, we've all been there, right? We've all been there. And we just gotta elevate our circles, man. If you know you meant for greatness and bigger and better things, just challenge yourself to find those people, even if it's only one or two. Find those people that you could connect with, that that can help further the cause for everybody, because it's enough success to go around for everybody. That's a fact, bro. And without us stepping on each other's toes.
Don't let that jade you either, bro. Because if you say you got to do it by yourself, guess what? There's somebody who's in your circumference right now that can help you 10x what you're doing tomorrow. Straight up and down, bro. Like when we started this podcast, I started it. I didn't even have Cuzzo, bro. Guess who I started with? I started with a white guy named Jordan that lives 3,000 miles away from me. And guess what? He has seen me on LinkedIn and just said, I believe. I said, I'm going to start the podcast. Can you help me do X, Y, and Z? And guess what? We got it started.
Message.
Got it started. Now, if I'd have been jaded, I could do this shit by myself. You know how much time that would have taken? There was things that I didn't know about podcasting that he helped accelerate. And that's what we need, y'all. You need a team. It's not going to happen by yourself. Whether they stay there or not, when you get to certain altitudes, people are going to drop off, but that's just what it is. And we have to understand that, and we have to be comfortable with that. We have to be comfortable with that. A lot of people.
No more survivors remorse. Yeah.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Your circle's going to change. You might, if you get one person from back in the day to stay with you, you consider yourself lucky. And we've got one or two. Other than that, it's new people that are seeing our growth, seeing our vision, that want to jump in, that want to invest, that want to do this, that want to do that. So don't be jaded, bro. Need a team, just vet them out properly and trust your gut, baby. That's it.
You know what he said to you? He said, I do connect. I connected with you guys.
Now you're cooking. Now you're cooking with grease. Because we about to be in the fucking inferno.
Yeah, it is, June. You know what I'm saying? He said we went to Cali without him.
Yeah, come on, we ain't know you wanted to go.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is, June? It's because you resemble Suge.
You come out there like Suge.
And we almost got kicked out of Bel Air for making too much noise with them fucking Lambos and all that. So if you'd have been in there, man, I don't know, man, we might have got locked up. It's like Sugar's home. Suge home, everybody.
Just be ready in the act. So we're gonna bring some shit through to the hood, man. And when that does happen, man, just be ready, because we can use all the love and support we can get, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, man. So anything else you want to talk about for a couple minutes, or
I'm saying you want to talk about the wealthy and famous real quick? Want to talk about that?
Yeah, we could do it.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't got a real talk or anything lined up, man. So let's just recap it and just talk about some of the gems and some of the people we've met, shit like that. Let's just
take away. Facts.
Yeah. What was one? Maybe just talk. Let's tell them about the shit. Let's just tell. So
I mean, one thing I will say is this: one of the biggest gems that I learned from being around all these successful people in the room is you got to do something to make yourself stand out.
Facts.
Okay, I'm gonna say it again. You got to do something to make yourself stand out. If you are sitting there and you are intimidated by other people's success and things of that nature, you are limiting yourself severely. You understand what I'm saying? And although it was all love and everything out there, I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of people that was out there did not take advantage of the opportunity of the knowledge and of the success that was out there because they were too afraid to approach these people.
Message.
We got that a lot. People out there standing right next to somebody who could give them the game that could help change their life, but it was, how do I approach them? And so shout out, there was a dude out there, Poppy Chulo. Shout out to him. He just followed us, Poppy Chulo.
Poppy Chulo followed us. Oh, Poppy Chulo's the man, B.
So
What,
what's the
Poppy
story, man? This dude named Poppy Chulo, Asian dude.
Okay, wait.
on-
I gotta start it first then, because you're gonna
talk,
do the
talk,
second part. So Poppy Chulo, this is how Poppy Chulo walked into the event. Poppy Chulo came from the parking area and all that, and I was standing downstairs by the podcast room because we were setting up and stuff. And he heard us getting rowdy and stuff like that, and walked right up to me with the camera, like, bro, I don't mean to interrupt, but yo, can I get an interview? This, and that. And because he had such confidence, now mind you, Poppy Chulo got to be about everything of 5'1".
Easy. 120 soaking wet.
120 soaking wet, 5'1". But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. He had his camera, he had his tripod in his hand, but it was the energy that he brought to it.
Yeah.
And he asked some dope questions and he was engaged. So I gave him the interview, you know what I'm saying? And I showed him where the stage was, man. And Matt's going to tell you what part 2 is to that. But we started with downstairs with the energy of him approaching me and us doing the interview before he even went upstairs towards the main stage. Go ahead.
Well, he went upstairs. So now after that, we're in the main speaking, right? Kevo's talking, Mike Barron's talking, John Pena just got off the stage. Right as they're getting off, said, anybody have any questions? Chulo raises his hands and said, you know what? I want my 60 seconds. I want to get up here on the stage and talk my shit. Mike gave him the microphone, bro. And when I said, he made sure everybody said his name. Who's my name? Poppy Chulo. And if y'all do that, I'm going to get in this pool right now and just jump in with all my clothes just now, right now. Did exactly what he said. Had everybody say Poppy Chulo, put his joint, put the microphone down, jumped in the pool with all his clothes on, soaking wet, no towel. But guess what? The whole fucking crowd erupted. The energy that he brought into that moment, you might gonna see it on World Star. We're gonna attach it to this clip. So when y'all see this clip, y'all gonna see the full video. And what he did, and we bring that story up is because it's the fearlessness that you need to have to make yourself stand down in the room like that. Straight up. And I appreciate that shit. I respect it. He came through, was respectful, and he made a name for himself. Now, that might have been 1 out of 100. That might have been 1 out of 100.
And I just want to add something. Be clear, right? I just told you he was the most littlest guy in the room. He wasn't dressed in designer. He had on absolutely no jewelry. There was nothing about this guy that was flashy. Everything was right here in the heart. He had that lion heart. And when he got up on that stage, first thing he said was, y'all gonna remember my name.
Dang.
Just like Cuzzo said, I promise you, everybody recorded him, everybody screamed his name out, and he jumped in the pool. And that might have been the biggest, like, impactful moment sporadically that happened the entire event. And it was his moment.
Unscripted.
I don't think nobody else had a moment other than the Johnny Dang and the chain for Mike that beat that moment.
No, none. So shout out to Poppy Chulo, man. And, you know, and shit, shout out to us too, man, for having that downstairs rocking, y'all. When we tell you we had a line of people, man. Shout out to everybody that was behind the camera, in front of the camera. Shout out to Glow J, shout out to Dion, shout out to Big CEO that came through, Bandman Kevo's manager. What's the name? Goldie, young Goldie pulled up. A bunch of people, man, came through to just give game, man. And that's what it was about. I know for me personally, man, to see that much black excellence. And it was something that John said too. It was something that Glow J said. We just actually put that clip up.
Okay, talk to me.
And he just said, yo, about the hate, that I would love to be around more black people. But because I made it and they can't figure out, I'm a target now because I end up figuring it out. And that shit is fucked up because when you hear his story, being a 19-year-old kid that bet on himself, left from Arkansas, went to Atlanta, got a good job, quit his high-paying 6-figure job to be a TikTok creator and said, I'm going to figure this shit out. And to now making damn near $1 million a fucking month.
Message.
If that doesn't inspire you, and us as a culture got to stop hating on shit like that. I love that shit. The young boy's 25 years old and stop downplaying it. He figured it out. So instead of hating on that man because you got $50 in your pocket, which he said, and he's sitting there laying on the plane, ask him how he got it. Ask him, can I be in the room? But before you even do that, make sure you're ready to receive the information and put in the work. Because what John said, man, he said, how can they call me a scammer when you go to Planet Fitness and pay the subscription and don't put in the work? You ain't going to put in the work, then don't call nobody a scammer. Don't be mad at nobody because you ain't willing to put in the work. And that's what I really got out of it. There was a lot of gems, man. So, you know what I mean?
I look at the whole scamming thing as just really honestly a lot of people's inability, like you said, to just understand the process of what made that person successful. I'm not saying there's not people out there scamming, because we all know that there are. But just because somebody's success and their avenue, their road to success wasn't a road that most people have traveled, right? It was a road that you didn't see or didn't understand, right? Or they carved their own path, right? AD came on the show, Big Brother AD, and told you that when he had the ability to put his product in the stores, on the shelves, in supermarkets, he said, why the fuck would I want to be in a supermarket? Everybody else is in the supermarket. I'm going to set up the lemonade stand across the street by myself. So when you come get this sauce from me and I pave this road, then I'm the only one. Once again, an innovator. I'm the only one on this road.
Absolutely.
Now, when you come to this road,
I set the price.
there it is. I set the tone. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to AD too, man.
Hmm?
Came up on us, man. Shout out to our brother AD. And we got a lot of gems from AD. Obviously, we're not going to talk about everything we talk about. That's our brother in confidence.
Yeah,
And
of course.
But one thing he said to us, man, that I came home with, he's like, man, y'all them niggas, man. So stop acting like I ain't them niggas, man. Stop acting like I ain't them niggas. You talking about you need this, you need that. You niggas make it happen. So stop acting like you don't make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And that's what me and Cuz are going to come back in here, we walking through. Because sometimes we work so much and we work so hard that we can't reflect on the moment. And I think that was a moment for us out there to sit there and be like, man, we really from the Bronx, man, that came to Bel Air. My parents worked both their lives, 30 years plus, they never been to Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? Never seen a $40 million mansion. Never sat in a Lamborghini. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things that is possible. And we're going to be the ones that break that generational curse, man. So we got to stop acting like we ain't them niggas when we is.
I want to say this too. You know what I love? And I'm going to tell y'all this, man. We set up the podcast and we talk about teamwork. So we set up the podcast room downstairs. And a lot of the people, I said you can't get served.
You just got off.
Got off. The fuck out of here.
It's us.
Again, like we talk about the team, man. We talk about infectious energy. So the same energy that Papi Chulo had that was infectious, right? We set up the podcast studio downstairs. Be clear, we were the only podcast that had a studio set up there, right? Not to say other people did podcasts, but we set up an entire podcast studio downstairs. But you know what? Once people seen that energy, we had a lot of people come downstairs and help out. Hey, is anything you guys need from bringing the guest drinks to helping us pack up the equipment to helping us reposition the equipment? And I mean, they didn't have to do that. They paid all that money to be there and enjoy the experience as a guest. And they were there technically working and putting in that work because they seen the vision. And they like, nah, we're going to make this experience as dope as possible. So shout out to everybody that we met out there. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, for me, I just, like I said, I loved it, man. I met so many people, man, just was like, I came out here, bought my ticket the day before. Like, people are not playing, ladies and gentlemen. You understand? With so many people out there, and one of the best things I could say was the age. It was so many young people. That's what touched me the most, man. It was so many young people out there. Like, I'm talking like barely 20, 19, 20. You know, most of the people that attended this event had to be under 30. Am I wrong with that for saying that?
Absolutely.
I think most of the people that attended the event was under 30. And they all had the same mindset, like, I'm a bet on myself. I don't care what it looked like. I don't care if I could be here 1 day or 3 days. I'm here. And while I'm here, I'm going to make the most of it, because you got to be in the room, man. If you're not in the room, you can't have the conversations. I'm just telling y'all right now.
Message.
You can't have a conversation with nobody if you're not in the room. Like Chris Brown said, you complain about the club, nigga. You can't even get in.
Yeah. So get in.
Can't even get in.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know.
Get in, man. Shout out to Lil Cuz, man. He's just paving the path with the muscle, you know what I mean? Love you, Lil Cuz, you know what I'm saying? You know what we doing, baby.
Yeah, man.
Fine, man. We shooting the shot.
And once again, so, you know, talking that shit, right? So let's talk that shit, Cuzzo. Black Week, inaugural event. Us, the only podcast there. Wealthy Mastermind, inaugural event. The only podcast there. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk that shit, Cuzzo. Let's talk that shit.
We're talking about it, man.
So it's a reason. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say, what y'all think, nothing. So let's talk that shit now in these last couple minutes, cuz put that chest out. It's a reason that all these wealthy people and all these people are putting together these super dope events, and they are calling us. They're calling us. You know why they calling us? Because we got that motherfucking sauce. They got the sauce, and it's 2 seasons.
It's 2 seasons. Very
2
just
seasons.
little sprinkle,
You
man.
understand what I'm
You know
saying?
what it is? You know what it is? It's the mindset.
The fact.
Before the $1 million, you gotta have a $1 million mindset. And that's what we got. Because guess what? The money don't define us. The money don't define us. So when you know the money don't define us and you see what kind of grind and what kind of people we are, it's the character. We the more than entitled people. You can have us around your kids, and guess what? We're going to say the same shit we're going to say to our kids. That's why they got us in the room. You could have $1 million worth of jewelry on, and if somebody look at you funny, we going to look at them funny.
That's a fact.
That's why they get us around. That's why these people look at us and show us the love like that, man. So get around these rooms and lead the hate, man. It ain't no hate. All that shit inspires us. And so when we come there, we come with that same passion. And they see that passion. We're going to joke. We're going to laugh. We're going to make sure everybody around us is having a good fucking time, because that's naturally who we are. And that's why we there, man. And it's genuine. So when this thing goes, man, when I tell you we're going to be the Clarence Avon to this shit, when I tell you we're going to be able to put on these big events in these big stadiums and shit like that, when we got 700 of our guests lined up for the decision makers that are doing shit that are staples in hip hop in the community, you see what it is here. And it starts from 1 view, 2 view, to 200 to 200,000 views. You got to start and you got to fucking believe. Me and Cuzzo believe.
And I'm going to tell you something right now. You got to see Cuzzo when he get 1 or 2 dendus in him. If you want to see that, if you want to see that them shoulders start moving in person.
Yeah, 3 in right now. 3 in right now.
So, you know, we're going to end off this show by doing it the same fashion we do every show, man. We told y'all we had a phenomenal guest. Come on. Let's talk our shit. Not number 1, second guest in a week. No limit already. 2 guests in 1 week. It's a celebration, bitches. You understand? 2 guests in 1 week from No Limit. And we got some more in the pipeline coming up. You understand what I'm saying? We got more gems again. Came in, first of all, came and dropped gems on you. Second of all, came in and told you truly what inspiration was from, you know, the Midwest to the South and how everybody looks up to New York. That shit is inspiring. He didn't have to say none of that.
Facts.
Came on and dropped gems and gave you exclusive stories that you probably never even heard before. I never knew his video was the last video Pun was in Being Alive. But again, he wasn't afraid. He reached out. He said, yo, I'm a fan. Let's work together. It's the work ethic. Shout out to P for supporting his dream and saying, if that's what you want, let's make it happen, right? So once again, man, everybody's out here. They spending their last. They getting to it. They fucking betting on themselves. What we say every single time, Cuzzo, the dream is free.
But the hustle is sold separately, y'all. We gonna see y'all tomorrow, baby. What's good? Only us.
What you know about me?